With President Trump's so-called One Big Beautiful Bill comes a major reconstructing of food assistance programs like SNAP. One of the biggest changes, the expansion of work requirements. Congress is currently debating roughly $900 billion in defense spending for the next year. One of the Democrats' lead negotiators is Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed. He told 12 News that the package will bring even more jobs to the Ocean State. Yeah, Matt, I spoke with many fans today at opening day, and there were two things that everyone had in common: excitement for the return of baseball and lots of layers to brave the cold. This address, 63 Genesee Street, right in the heart of downtown Auburn, will soon be home to the important work of the county's Health and Human Services Department. This move comes amid ongoing work to the county building.
Brown University is among several schools that recently struck deals with the Trump administration to unfreeze federal research funding. Kyra Ceryanek breaks down the agreement.
Some experts are now saying that Brown University's settlement signals a change in relationship between the federal government and higher education.
I think this is a new landscape. For years there was a lot of collaboration historically between the Congress, between the executive branch, and the university infrastructure.
GOP lobbyist and attorney Mark Lampkin is helping universities navigate their relationship with the Trump administration.
I think now it's more adversarial.
Brown University's deal with the White House ends an investigation into alleged discrimination. The Trump administration had been probing possible civil rights violations, including alleged racial bias in admissions and the participation of transgender students in school athletics. The agreement ends the investigations into Brown with no admission of wrongdoing. And the school's president argues the move was in the best interest of the university. But Center for American Progress fellow David Bergeron says Brown's deal leaves vulnerable students behind.
I think that Brown made this deal because they felt that it was one that would harm the fewest people in their community, and not really worrying about the long-term implications for the higher education system.
Now, many experts are saying Brown got the better end of the deal. While Columbia is paying the federal government $200 million to resolve their dispute, Brown will instead have to invest $50 million in local workforce development. Heritage Foundation fellow Adam Kissel says both sides walked away with something.
This is a win for both sides because it not only preserves academic freedom, but it restores non-discrimination, admissions based on merit.
Now the Trump administration will have even more access to Brown's admissions data, including the standardized test scores, GPA, and race of all applicants. In Washington, Kyra Ceryanek, 12 News. Congress is soon heading into appropriation season here on the Hill, and planned cuts to one federal agency, NOAA, are drawing serious attention in Rhode Island. NOAA's climate and weather research is on the chopping block in President Trump's 2026 budget, with zero climate research funding listed. Longtime Point Judith fisherman Frederick Matera says that data is an essential tool for identifying marine life.
If we take away all of this climate funding, we're on our own. We'll have to have a third-party person monitor that, which means it'll cost us. And right now it doesn't cost us because it's provided.
The Trump administration is proposing a roughly $1.6 billion cut to NOAA's budget from last year. The plan includes eliminating its research arm, with plans to shift that work to other departments. Republican Representative Ralph Norman says cuts like these are necessary.
You've got all kind of projects you can make excuses that they should be funded. Where's the money coming from? If it's not a dire necessity or a priority of this administration's, then it should be on the block.
But Rhode Island's Seth Magaziner says the true impact of these cuts have not been thought out. He says the cuts to NOAA will hinder the ability to measure long-term fishing stock.
These cuts to NOAA are very short-sighted. The people who are going to be hurt the most from these cuts are middle-class people, fishermen, farmers, consumers whose prices are going to go up.
The congressman says he's working to restore NOAA's full budget for next year. His office says they were able to restore funding for weather buoy research last month. Now, Congressman Magaziner tells 12 News that he and other coastal state lawmakers are forming a bipartisan group in order to advocate for NOAA funding and support the fishing industry. In Washington, Kyra Ceryanek, 12 News.
The city's Department of Assessment met at Town Hall today to share new details on a new public service building.
Our Kyra Ceryanek was at that meeting and is now live in front of City Hall with the latest. Kyra?
Yeah, guys, going into this meeting, all we really knew about the timeline was that the new building was poised to be up sometime in early 2026. Now we have a clearer picture of when the city of Syracuse can expect their new public safety building to be up and running.
What are we looking at? I think they could begin moving in January. Full operations, hopefully first quarter.
It was the main question on the minds of the Public Safety Committee today. When will the Syracuse Police and Fire Department be fully up and running in their new home? The answer, March or April of 2026. Deputy Commissioner of the city's Assessment Department, Michael Lehman, laid out the biggest challenge to this timeline.
I think really just the integration of services. So not just as we described the furniture and the folks getting comfortable with where they are, but also as we just started to discuss the information technology features that will be required.
Other details on the coming public safety building were announced today. Public Safety Chairperson Chol Majoke asked questions of the city's assessment team, trying to get a more clear picture of the timeline. One of these being the next phases. One will be the process of assessing the existing furniture and equipment that's in the current safety building and deciding what is worth moving to the new building on 1153 West Fayette Street.
We have inventory list for the existing furniture and equipment that's in the building, currently in the existing public safety building, which we will assess.
The second part of this is deciding what new equipment will need to be purchased. At the meeting today, there was a common theme among all parties involved. Councilor Majoke explained the overall importance of this new building for those who will be working inside of it.
It's a chance to boost morale because when employees work in a safe space, it's a level of assurance that we care about them as a city, and that's the most important because, as you know, police and fire put their lives on the line.
Councilor Majoke tells me the next step is legislation. The legislature has to sign off on a $2 million price tag for this building. That vote is expected to take place 2 weeks from today. Live in downtown Syracuse, Kyra Ceryanek, NCC News.
I was never the best, but I loved it. I always gave it like 110%.
Some people find healing in a therapist's office. For Heather Niver, this is therapy. It was so ingrained in her that, as a kid, she laid down in bed pretending to shoot the ball, tossing it above her head, up and down.
When I got pregnant with the triplets, and then I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna have them dribbling before they can crawl. And they really did. Like, they were out there performing at the Dome when they were like little dribblers, maybe like 3 years old. 4 years old.
The game plan was for the whole family to play basketball, and Niver's girls did, but her only boy, Brady, decided to switch things up.
It became freshman year, and he said, Mom, I gotta talk to you. And I was like, oh boy, what's going on? And he said, I think I'm gonna wrestle. And I was like, oh, my heart, like, no, why would you do this to me? Like, we've done everything with basketball for so long.
So Niver jumped in to support her son as he stepped onto the wrestling mat. But she held on to the sport she and her kids grew up on. Heather always found peace right here on the court. So when her son Brady passed away 2 years ago in a car accident, she found herself coming back to the place where she had always found some sort of relief. But in fact, the place where she'd feel the most connected to her son was someplace else entirely different.
Ready? Wrestle!
As a new school year started, She was surrounding herself with memories of Brady. While she stared at his medals and his trophies, the city needed a coach for its new all-girls wrestling team.
People started coming to me saying, no, like, I really think that the way you interact with the girls in the city, like, you can really build something here.
She was a career counselor in the district. She'd never wrestled, and she certainly never coached. But Brady wrestled.
I literally felt him say, you can do this, Mom.
If I see you standing up, I'm gonna knock you over.
She didn't want to just teach the girls wrestling. She wanted them to learn how to get back up after life pins them down.
Someone had said to me that those girls will break your heart. And I thought to myself, oh, my heart's already broken. So maybe they can help heal it.
So she told them about her son and the movement she created to keep his memory alive.
Brady strong, be kind, be strong, be determined. And that's kind of what inspires me, especially during this wrestling season since I've gotten to know more about it.
A piece of Brady is always with her. Those shoes, they were Brady's.
I really felt for him because, like, I lost a parent, so, like, we instantly connected, and I feel like we are meant for each other.
Nothing about this was going to be easy. She never even stepped on a mat before this season. And none of her girls had either. But neither knew. This was really more than just about wrestling. And the girls did too.
And I feel like I love how she helps. Like, she helps me through everything. Like, any problem that I have, I can come to her about it, and she's going to tell me the honest truth, whether I'm right or I'm wrong.
But neither goes the extra mile for these girls. In one case, an extra 150 miles.
We made it.
There they were, together at the state championship in their first season, Brady Strong.
In these moments right now, today, I feel like he was just so proud. I feel like he is shining down. I felt like he was with me all day today. When I'm around wrestling, in the sport of wrestling, and wrestlers, and a mat, in a gym, at a tournament, at a match, I just feel so connected to Brady.
The best and worst things of life usually arrive as a surprise. And this mother's love was the fuel to embrace the impossible. Kyra Ceryanek, NCC News.